If you don't expect Conrad to have been able to heal himself in the aftermath of his immediate grief, then you shouldn't be blaming Belly for not being able to help him either. That man did everything he could to push her away, short of actually telling her to just go. He did not want to break up with her. He did not want to lose her, but he also was not capable of being in a relationship at that time. And that's not his fault, but it's also not Belly's fault. They were both grieving. And obviously it's a different situation with the two of them because Susanna was actually Conrad's mother. But let's not pretend like Belly didn't know this woman. That was a second parent to her. That was a second mother. Neither Belly nor Conrad were in a position to help each other in this moment, and their methods of coping actually became damaging to the other. Belly wanted to cling on for dear life. In this moment of loss, she needed connection more than anything. She wanted that deeper connection. She wanted to be around the people she loved as much as possible, but for Conrad, that is not what he needed or wanted in the moment. It was suffocating him. Conrad wanted to push away everyone and everything. He didn't want to be around anyone, he just wanted to be alone because he felt like his grief was swallowing up people because he couldn't control it himself. Both of these methods of grieving aren't the healthiest, but they are very common and very natural responses to a great loss. Neither is worse than the other, they are just different. Of course Belly knows that he's grieving. This isn't a surprise to her, but she is also his girlfriend, and if he is pushing her away and trying to distance himself from her at every given point while she is also grieving, that doesn't make a good relationship. It was never up to Belly to fix Conrad, just as it was never up to Conrad to fix Belly. They had to heal on their own, and then they could come back together. But even after the show is finished, and this season in particular is long gone, I still see people blaming Belly for the breakup, and saying that she should have known that Conrad was grieving. Belly was grieving, everyone was grieving, it was a horrible time. And of course, from a viewer perspective, we can see that Conrad didn't need to be alone, that that's not what he needed, and that he needed Belly. But in that moment, who's to say? Who's to say what he actually needed? From her perspective, she couldn't tell. All she knew was that the person that she loved was slipping away from her when they were both grieving an immense loss. And she didn't know how to help him, and she didn't know how to be there for him. All that she knew was that he didn't want to be around her. It wasn't healthy that he was pushing everyone away. It wasn't healthy that Belly was clinging on for dear life and making out these big moments like prom and the corsage to be bigger than they were. But that doesn't matter. It was never on Belly to fix Conrad, and it never should have been. And it never should be for any partner. You shouldn't have to try and fix the person you're with. They have to want to get better on their own. And Conrad didn't. Obviously, they are soulmates, and obviously they ended up together, and it's great, and I think that's the perfect ending, but they needed to grow up. They needed to learn to cope on their own. Because at this stage in their relationship, it was inevitably going to fail. And had they forced themselves to stay together, I don't think they would be together now. It wasn't Belly's fault.